and welcome to your Northwestern Athletics tour. I'm going to go ahead and take my mask off right now. There's nobody around, but if we do pass anybody, I will be sure to put that back on. My name is Mary, and I am a fourth-year student here studying economics and learning and organizational change with a minor in global health. And when I'm not walking backwards giving tours, you can catch me on the volleyball court with our club team. Right now, we're going to talk a little bit about our varsity athletics. As you can see, we are up here on one of our big soccer fields. The football team is having one of their practices right behind me, getting geared up for our football season this quarter. We're all really excited for the return of that. But talking about varsity athletics here on campus, we've got 19 different teams that are all in the Division One, and we are also in the Big Ten division and the only private school, which means that we get free admission to every single on-campus sporting event just by showing our student IDs. In addition to that, when you show up to all of our on-campus sporting events, there's an organization called Wildside that actually hands out free gear to students on game days. So that means just by going and cheering on your teammates, you're also going to get a cool scarf or a t-shirt or a hat. Sometimes there even is food. I've definitely gotten some chicken tenders for dinner before. So it's a great experience to not only be able to go and see the teams and see what they're up to, but to also get a little something for yourself. One of my favorite football memories here on campus, it's probably our biggest spectator sport that we have, especially in the fall, to be able to go every single Saturday and cheer on the Cats. But 2 years ago, my second year here on campus, we actually won the Big Ten West, which meant that we got to go to the Big Ten Championship in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I remember when we all found out about that, everybody was a little bit shocked and just so excited to be able to get down there and go see this huge event that we were now going to. But Indianapolis is about a 3.5 hour drive from here. Not too many students had cars, had no idea what we were going to do. The school sent out a survey to every single undergraduate student just asking us if we were interested in going. And of course, 4,000 of us, over half of us, ended up saying, yes, we absolutely want to be there. And they paid for all of our transportation to and from the game. They got us tickets. They paid for our meals the entire time. So at 10 a.m. that Saturday morning, we all lined up outside of Norris, our student center, and hopped on those buses. There was a nice line trail of charter buses going down the highway all the way to Indy. And then we got there, got to see a phenomenal game, and then got back at 3:30 a.m. the next morning. So it was a blast. Definitely one of my favorite memories. Outside of just football, though, we have so many other sports to go and engage with. So our women's lacrosse team, they have actually gone to the NCAA tournament the last 13 years and have won the tournament 7 out of those 13 years. And our women's basketball team has also been doing great. Last year, they won the Big Ten championship. So whatever is your chosen sport, you can definitely find a way to be super actively involved and engage with our school spirit here on campus. I'm going to go ahead and get walking down this direction and we'll keep talking. Right now, we are passing the Walter Athletic Center and Ryan Fieldhouse. This is one of the new facilities that we have on campus. It was just opened a couple of years ago and is for all of our varsity athletics. The top area right up there is a dedicated indoor football practice space so that our teams can keep practicing year round, even when we have those cold Chicago winters. And over here, you can see our field hockey field as well. Both of these right up on the lakefront, so a great view. And they can be used for our intramural sports, especially during the spring. Our other student groups are allowed to come up here and use them and just be able to take advantage of the facilities and the amazing views. So to talk a little bit about intramural sports here on campus, they are our relaxed recreational way to get involved. If you just want to go out, get some exercise, and have some fun with your friends, IMs are for you. We have 9 different intramural sports and they alternate seasonally. So it can be anything from field hockey to volleyball to ultimate frisbee to soccer. Anything that you really want to get involved in, you can make that happen. And in order to sign up for an intramural sport, all it takes is a group of friends, and you just get to write your name on the roster, and you'll play games about once a week with other intramural sports teams. And of course, there is a big winner at the end of each one of our seasons. My favorite one is soccer intramural. At the very end of it, they have the Soccer World Cup, where everybody comes together. There are food trucks that they bring out. They bring out live music. So you get to go and play a great game of soccer with your friends, but also just have a good time. So now we are right out front of the Henry Crown Sports Pavilion, which is our recreational athletic center open to all Northwestern students. And here you can find your traditional cardio weightlifting equipment, as well as the pool is in here, indoor tennis courts, badminton courts. And we also have fitness classes that are offered, also included for all Northwestern students. And these can be yoga, water aerobics, high intensity interval training, whatever really gets you going in the morning and gets you up out of bed to go work out. You can find it here in SPAC. Right now, they're even doing online classes, which are one of my personal favorites. In here, you'll also find our basketball courts. So all of these spaces are open to be reserved by students, especially by our club teams. To talk a little bit about club sports here on campus, these are kind of intermediate level. I know I mentioned varsity athletics and intramural athletics, but club sports are your happy medium where you're still pretty highly competitive. You're practicing 2 to 3 times a week. We call it about the same level of a high school varsity sport. For a lot of them, you do have to try out, but it's not too intensely competitive. As long as you've been playing, you've done it in high school, you're familiar with the sport. And I mentioned I'm on the club volleyball team. It has been an absolute blast from the moment to stepping on campus and being able to find an amazing supportive group of women where we get to go and exercise and play the sport that we love and have been playing for so long together. We get to travel all over the Midwest and sometimes even the country. So most of our tournaments, we go to 3 to 4 each quarter. And most of them are within Wisconsin, Indiana, Michigan, the immediate area. But for nationals, we get to go wherever nationals it happens to be in the country. So we've gone to Denver, we've gone to St. Louis, that's the same for every single club sport that we have here on campus. That you get to travel really the country with these teams. So right over here, you can see we have a set of outdoor basketball courts. We've also got another set that is located over on the south side of campus. We'll get to a little bit later. But these are just always open, whether you want to go and play a game of pickup basketball when the weather's nice outside, or I've even seen people doing some really fun outdoor workouts there, just doing some nice sprints and interval training. So whatever you need, that is definitely a platform to do it. And it's right up here near a lot of our residential buildings. So all of these buildings that you see around here are actually our residence halls. So all it takes is just grabbing your friends that are on your floor, coming right down here and playing a game of basketball. Right now, we're coming up on the other side of the Ryan Fieldhouse, the entrance over here, and we're going to keep walking and I can show you a surprise up by the lakefront. So right here we have one of Northwestern's beaches. It's shut down for the season, but normally we've even got a nice little snacks cart up here and it will be covered up with students, especially after our class is over for the day. We also have another set of beaches down on the south end of campus, and that's where our sailing center is located, as well as beach volleyball nets. So you can go down there and learn how to sail with our sailing club. You can also reserve kayaks, paddle boards, and other fun lake toys, or you can go and play a pickup game of beach volleyball. For the club team, we enjoy doing that. Every spring quarter is beach quarter, and we go out there, and that's where we just have our normal practices 3 times a week. So now we are up here at Patton Gymnasium. It is one of our gyms that we have up here on North Campus. Inside, you'll find a basketball court, cardio equipment, as well as lots and lots of free weights. So this is a popular place for people to come if they just want to do a really heavy weightlifting regimen in the morning. And also a lot of our varsity sports teams end up practicing here as well. All right, so now we are at pretty much the northernmost tip of campus here. It's about a mile long, and this is Long Field. Out here, you'll a lot of times find the ultimate frisbee team practicing or the rugby team. They will come out here, as well as just any other pickup games that people want to play. And a little bit further, even more that direction, is up where we have our football stadium. So on game days, we'll have shuttles that will take students up there and back. But honestly, it's not even that far. I typically just end up walking. It's only a couple blocks. But as you can see, you've pretty much gotten a pretty good view of campus so far from walking all the way up to our northern tip. And now we're going to loop it back around and see what's on the southern end of campus. Now we have made it down here to the southern end of campus, and we are standing in front of Blomquist Gymnasium. So this is another great practice space that we have here. The volleyball team likes to practice in here, as well as our varsity basketball team. Inside, you'll find a full mural of the Chicago skyline that you can look at while you're getting your cardio and weightlifting in, as well as lots of our posters for our basketball team and our varsity women's volleyball team as well. And it's definitely one of my favorite gyms to come down and visit just because it is so easily accessible down here on South Campus. With that, that is a lot of our highlights about athletics here on campus. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to our visitor center office.